Today, I want to take you on a simple but powerful journey. It might sound ordinary, but ordinary moments are where real English lives. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more stories and shadow English exercises. Hit the bell so you never miss a new story. You will listen to everyday vocabulary that native speakers use. Short, clear sentences perfect for shadowing. Real-life expressions you won't always find in textbooks. By the end of this video, you will be able to shadow English naturally, improve your pronunciation and rhythm, learn new words you can use immediately, all in just one calm story. So, grab your headphones, relax, and let's walk with him to the grocery store. Here's the key. Repeat after each sentence. Listen multiple times. The more you hear it, the more natural it becomes. Your English will improve, one sentence at a time. Now, let's begin. It was late afternoon. The day had already done most of its work. The noise had faded. The rush was gone. I stood by the window for a moment, doing nothing in particular. Outside, the light was soft and tired. Not bright anymore. Not dark yet. Cars passed slowly. People walked without urgency. That's when I noticed something simple. The fridge was almost empty. Not completely empty, but empty enough to matter. So, because of that, I decided it was time to go out and buy groceries. I didn't feel excited. I didn't feel annoyed either. It was just something that needed to be done. I grabbed my jacket and slipped it on. Then I checked my pockets, one by one. Phone, keys, wallet. Everything was there. Before leaving, I paused. Not because I forgot something, but because my mind was still loud. Work thoughts, unfinished plans, things I hadn't said. Sometimes, you don't need rest. You need movement. And sometimes, a simple task is enough to quiet the noise. With that in mind, I opened the door and stepped outside. The air felt cooler than I expected. I locked the door and started walking. The grocery store wasn't far. About 10 minutes away. Still, I didn't rush. As I walked, I thought about what I needed. Milk, bread, eggs, vegetables. Simple items. Nothing special. At the same time, my thoughts drifted. About where I was in life. About where I was going. About where I felt stuck. The street was calm. A man watered his plants. A woman carried shopping bags. A child rode a small bike. Normal scenes. Ordinary life. Eventually, the store came into view. Bright lights behind glass doors. I slowed down. Then I stepped inside. The automatic doors opened with a soft sound. Immediately, the atmosphere changed. Warm light. Quiet music. The smell was familiar. Bread. Fruit. Cleaning products. Right at the entrance, I took a cart. The wheels rolled slowly as I pushed it forward. First, I headed toward the produce section. Fresh vegetables were lined up carefully. Tomatoes. Lettuce. Carrots. I picked up a tomato and examined it. Turned it in my hand. Checked the color. Pressed it lightly. It felt right. So I placed it in the cart. After that, I chose onions. Then cucumbers. I moved slowly. There was no deadline. No pressure. Meanwhile, people passed by. Some moved quickly. Others stood still, thinking. An older woman compared prices. A young man stared at his phone. A child reached for something colorful. Everyone was in their own world. And yet, we shared the same space. Next, I turned into the dairy aisle. Rows and rows of products. Milk with different labels. Different prices. Different promises. I stopped and looked. One brand was cheaper. Another looked more familiar. I hesitated. In the end, I chose the simple one. Not the cheapest. Not the fanciest. Just enough. I placed it in the cart and moved on. The bread section came next. The smell was stronger here. Warm. Comforting. I picked up a loaf. Then I paused. I thought about mornings. About coffee. About quiet starts to the day. I smiled slightly and added it to the cart. As I continued, I realized something. My shoulders felt lighter. My breathing was slower. Somehow, just being here helped. I walked through the aisles one by one. Rice. Pasta. Canned food. I didn't need much. Still, I added a few extra things. Chocolate. Coffee. Because sometimes, you don't buy what you need. You buy what makes the routine softer. At this point, the cart was more than half full. I stopped in the middle of an aisle. I stood there for a moment. Just standing. Looking around. The store wasn't quiet. But it wasn't loud either. It had its own rhythm. That's when it hit me. This place wasn't stressful. It was predictable. And predictability can be calming. Finally, I headed toward the checkout area. There were a few lines. I chose the shortest one. 2 people stood in front of me. Not bad. I waited. The belt moved slowly. Items slid forward. While waiting, I reached for my phone. No messages. No notifications. I put it back. I didn't need it. Soon, it was my turn. I placed my groceries on the belt. One by one. Milk. Bread. Vegetables. Eggs. The cashier worked calmly. No rush. No small talk. Just steady movements. I paid. Took the receipt. And nodded in thanks. After that, I packed my groceries carefully. Not stuffing the bags. Not rushing. When I walked out of the store, the sky had changed. Darker now. The lights outside were on. The air felt cooler. As I walked home, the bags pulled on my arms. They were heavy. But my mind wasn't. The noise from earlier was gone. In its place was something quieter. Clarity. I reached my building. Unlocked the door. Went inside. The day wasn't over. But it felt complete. Because sometimes, a simple trip to buy groceries isn't just about food. It's about slowing down. About reconnecting. About breathing again.